Welcome to Pro Striking. Today we're going to have a little look at Crew Dej in his fight with Banma in 1FC and the clinch he used to beat him up. It was real good, and it was a good use of Muay Thai in MMA. Banma was a striker and young and explosive, whereas Crew Dej is 42 years old, and they call him Crew Dej because that means teacher in Thai, so he's an instructor at the Evolve MMA gym. So he uses the clinch well, and clinch is all about attacking the neck and controlling the arm so you don't get elbowed. It's kind of like a combination of Greco with strikes. So in the first exchange, Dej comes in with a heavy hand and falls into a takedown attempt from Banma. But Dej does a really good job of sprawling his hips back, and straight away he goes for the overhook and frames on the head. He makes it really difficult for Banma to get underneath him, and he lifts him up with the overhook, framing on the head and then pushing his hips back away from him. So now Banma is in a terrible position, and he really should be focusing on dealing with the arms. And this is where Dej will use the short elbows to basically make life miserable for Banma. The striking in Muay Thai, in the clinch, it's all about dealing with the arms, attacking with knees and looking to unbalance. And where a lot of the wrestlers fall short is they forget to deal with the arms. They focus more on the body, and they don't often use a double collar tie. So when defending, they often will looking to go for body locks or grabbing the tricep rather than coming over the top, and that puts them in a really bad spot to not defend properly against elbows. And the Crew Dej really took advantage of this with the double collar tie here. Banma's hand position is nowhere to be seen, and Dej just exploits that. Excellent. So the trick is with the takedown defense is knowing how hard they are. If their head's towards the chest, you have to lift them up. If their head's low towards your hips, you need to stuff the head. And he makes a little tactical error here by trying to lift Banma up instead of pushing him down. So Banma manages to complete the takedown on this, but Dej does a really good job of just recovering. Not to take anything away from Dej, but Banma's not the greatest wrestler. With his long limbs, he leaves a lot of space here. He's not tight on the hips, and he doesn't work to climb up. So he makes it quite easy for Dej to just scoot his bottom leg away and free himself. Now Dej in the fight, he's taken a few hard exchanges, but he just knows now if I come forward on him, he's going to get tired, and the clinch is the perfect place to just drown someone. So Banma there was desperately attacking for the legs, and Dej just defends that with relative ease and just puts the pressure on. 1FC, you can knee in the face, so Banma really shouldn't just be sitting there like that. And the ref looks at him and just, I don't know what he's thinking, other than, yeah, go on, do one more knee in the face. And Dej just absolutely slams him with one straight in the chops, and then he gets the stoppage. But the Thai clinch is all about frames, and the overhook is an underutilized position even in Thai boxing, because if you get that overhook and hang heavy on the arm, it's hard for them to really do anything, and they kind of can get stuck there. So hanging heavy on the overhook, trapping the shoulder, and even kind of cranking on the shoulder in the Muay Thai bout is something that from wrestling you can cross over quite well. But that position, using the head position to steer them with the head onto the side, opens up that back leg knee, and it makes it very hard for them to turn into you because you're blocking them with the head. And Crew Dej has now got the balance between, knowing when to sprawl his hips back and dig for underhooks to lift them up, then be able to stay within a clinch rather than having to always disengage and make the grappler pay when you've defended their attempts at taking you down. And that's how you tire a grappler out. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later, man.